Walk into almost any kitchen around the world just before dinner, and you'll probably hear the same familiar sound. A handful of chopped onions lands in a hot pan, releasing a gentle hiss that signals the beginning of something good. It doesn't matter whether you're in Italy, India, Mexico, Morocco, China, or France. The recipes may be completely different, but countless great meals begin exactly the same way. Before the spices bloom, before the meat browns, before the sauce simmers, there are onions. That's what makes onions so remarkable. They're rarely the star of the plate. Few people crave onions the way they crave steak, chocolate, or fresh bread. Instead, onions work quietly in the background, building sweetness, aroma, and depth while making every other ingredient taste more complete. If cooking were an orchestra, onions wouldn't be the soloist. They'd be the conductor bringing everything together. Humans have been cooking with onions for thousands of years. Ancient Egyptians buried them in tombs. Greek athletes ate them before competitions. Roman cooks added them to countless dishes, and as trade expanded, onions spread across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. They were inexpensive, easy to grow, stored well through winter, and added flavor to even the simplest meals. Long before refrigeration or supermarkets, onions had already become one of the world's most dependable ingredients. But cut into an onion, and something unexpected happens. Within seconds your eyes begin to sting, and tears follow. It's one of the few ingredients that seems to fight back. Surprisingly, the onion isn't trying to make you cry. It's protecting itself. When the knife breaks thousands of tiny cells, natural enzymes mix with sulfur compounds, creating a volatile gas. As that gas reaches your eyes, your body responds by producing tears to wash it away. That sharp aroma is completely different from the smell of cooked onions. Raw onions are crisp, pungent, and almost spicy. They're full of bright, aggressive flavors that work beautifully in salads, sandwiches, tacos, and salsas. But place those same onions into a warm pan, and their personality begins to change almost immediately. Heat doesn't simply soften onions, it transforms them. The first stage is called sweating. Despite the name, nothing dramatic happens. The onions cook slowly over gentle heat without browning. Moisture escapes, the texture softens, and the sharp bite begins to fade. This quiet transformation forms the foundation of soups, risottos, curries, stews, and countless sauces. Professional kitchens spend hours every day patiently sweating onions because they know great flavor often starts gently. Leave the onions a little longer, and the color begins to change. Pale white turns translucent, then light gold. New aromas start filling the kitchen, nutty, buttery, almost sweet. This is where chemistry begins working its magic. The same Maillard reaction that creates a crust on steak also helps develop the rich flavors found in browned onions. What began as something sharp is becoming something warm and inviting. Then comes caramelization, one of the most misunderstood techniques in cooking. Many recipes promise caramelized onions in 10 or 15 minutes. Reality is far less hurried. True caramelized onions take patience. Over the course of 30, 40, or even 60 minutes, water slowly evaporates, natural sugars concentrate, and deep layers of sweetness emerge. The reward is extraordinary, an ingredient that tastes almost nothing like the onion you started with. Different onions also bring different personalities to the kitchen. Yellow onions are dependable all-rounders, equally comfortable in soups, sauces, and roasting pans. Red onions keep much of their color and mild sweetness, making them ideal for salads and pickling. White onions have a cleaner, brighter flavor that shines in many Mexican dishes. Sweet onions become wonderfully tender when roasted, while shallots offer a more delicate balance of onion and garlic. Travel around the world, and you'll find onions woven into some of history's most famous cooking traditions. French cuisine begins many dishes with mirepoix. Italians slowly cook onions into sofrito. Spanish cooks build sofrito with tomatoes and peppers. Indian curries often begin with onions cooked until deeply browned, while Chinese stir-fries rely on scallions and aromatics. Different cultures discover different techniques, but they all recognize the same truth: flavor needs a foundation. One of the biggest mistakes home cooks make is rushing the process. Turn the heat too high, and onions burn before they soften. Stir constantly, and they never develop proper color. Add garlic too early, and it may burn before the onions are ready. Great onions aren't difficult, they're simply patient. They reward cooks who are willing to slow down. Professional chefs also understand that size matters. Finely diced onions disappear into sauces. Thin slices melt into soups. Thick wedges hold their shape when roasted. The knife doesn't just change appearance, it changes the way onions cook, release moisture, and blend with the rest of the dish. Every cut serves a purpose. Here's a simple experiment you can try at home. Slice one onion into 3 equal portions. Leave the first portion raw. Sweat the second over low heat until it's soft and translucent. Cook the third slowly until it becomes deeply caramelized. Taste them one after another. They all came from the same onion, yet they feel like 3 completely different ingredients. One is sharp and lively, another is mellow and delicate, and the last is rich, jam-like, and almost sweet enough to spread on bread. Few ingredients transform so dramatically with nothing more than heat and time. Understanding onions also changes the way you think about recipes. Instead of seeing one chopped onion as a simple instruction, you begin asking better questions. Should these onions disappear into the sauce or remain slightly crisp? Do they need gentle sweetness or deep caramelized richness? Should they provide freshness, texture, or simply build the foundation beneath everything else? Professional chefs make these decisions almost automatically. They know an onion isn't just an ingredient, it's one of the most versatile tools in the kitchen. The next time you slice an onion, remember that you're holding one of the most influential ingredients in the history of cooking. Across continents and centuries, generations of cooks discovered that with a little patience, this humble vegetable could transform almost any meal. It could soften sharp flavors, add natural sweetness, build rich aromas, and quietly connect every ingredient on the plate. That's why onions appear in so many of the world's greatest dishes. Not because they demand attention, but because they help everything else reach its full potential. Here at Flavor Atlas, we believe the most extraordinary stories in food are often hidden inside the most ordinary ingredients. And few ingredients prove that better than the onion, a kitchen staple that has been shaping the way the world cooks for thousands of years.